Hello everyone. Welcome back to class. Today is April 20th. This is part 3 of the April 20th Vision Church Level 2 class. And in this class, we're going to continue on with Unit 8. We're going to do pages 97 and 98. And your homework will be in the student workbook. It'll be pages 84 to 89. And that way we can go ahead and finish up Unit 7 in homework, and we'll be in Unit 8 for homework and Unit 8 for class. So we'll be in sync there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So look on page 97. You see those 3 pictures there? Okay, so before we listen to the audio for this exercise, I'm going to ask you a question about each picture, okay? So look at picture number 1. Is it day or night in that picture? Yep, it's nighttime. And we know that because if you look in the window in that picture, you can see the moon and stars, and it's dark. It's black in the window with moon and stars. That lets us know that it's nighttime in that picture. Okay, picture number 2. Is that a doctor's office? No, it's not. And how do we know that? Because outside the door, right there, it says Human Resources Office. And what is the Human Resources Office? It's the office where they determine who gets hired, meaning who gets the job. That office, they are responsible for making sure employees get training. They manage job performance and salaries and benefits. So HR, or Human Resources is called HR for short. That's a very important office on a job, okay? All right, and the third picture is a to-do list. Now, the person who wrote that to-do list, do they need to deliver flowers? Nope, they don't, because the check mark lets you know that they have already delivered the flowers. And that's the way a to-do list works. You list out all the things that you need to do, and you check them off as you complete them. So this person had a very productive day. Now that might be a new word for you. So I'm going to write it on the board. That might be one. Where's my marker? Here it is. That might be a word you want to write in the back of your notebook. Productive. And that means you got important things done when you're productive. You produced results. And the way you say it is product, just like the animal, tive. Productive. And whenever you study your English and finish your homework, that's very productive. And whenever I prepare my classes and get things ready, I'm being productive. Okay, so let's continue on. All right, so now what we're going to do, so exercise 2A, listen, what is Marco talking about? Write the letter of the conversation. So what I want you to do is pause this video, listen to the audio that goes with this exercise, that QR code right there. Scan that with your phone. Listen to it and match the conversation to the picture. And if you need to listen to it again, I want you to answer the questions about each conversation. Say if it's true or false. And that's exercise 2B. So listen the first time to match the conversation to the picture. And then if you need to listen again, so that you can answer true or false about each item there. So pause the video and then we'll start back together and review it. Okay, so let's get back into it. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to listen to the audio. So let's go over exercise A. All right, picture number 1. What conversation was matched that picture? It was conversation B, correct. Picture number 2 was conversation C, very good. And then picture number 3 was conversation A. All right, awesome. So now exercise B. So you were to listen again. So you have already done that during the pause. Okay, so let's read through these and see what the correct answer was, if it was true or false. Conversation A, number 1. Marco picked up x-rays this morning. Now that one was already done for you, and it is true. Number 2. Marco delivered linens to the 3rd floor. That was also true. Number 3, Marco needs to prepare rooms on the 2nd floor. That is false. Okay? Conversation B. Number 4, John is tired. True. Number 5, Marco worked the night shift. That is false. But just so that you know, the night shift is when people work at night. It's called the night shift. Okay. Number 6, Marco wants to go back to school, and that is true. All right. Conversation C. Number 7, Suzanne works in human resources. That is true. Number 8, Marco wants to be a nurse. That is true. And then number 9, Marco wants to work full-time, and that is false. He wants to work part-time so he can go to school, right? Okay, so if you missed any of those, just listen to your audio again so that you can hear the difference. Sometimes it can be a little tricky the way they say it. All right, so exercise 3. After you listen, talk with a partner, ask and answer the questions. Okay, so because we're not together, I'm going to be your partner. All right, so question number 1. Do you have a job and what do you do? Yes, I do have a job. You guys know that. And you know what I do. My job is I'm an English teacher and I teach English to my students. Did you have a job before? Yes, I told you guys about that in the last lesson. I was a business analyst. So that's what I did. And number 3, what job do you want in the future? And in the future, I really would like to continue teaching English. I really do love my job. All right, so I think we covered everything on page 97. All righty, so let's move on to page 98. All right, so let's finish up and get started on page 98. Okay, page 98. Lesson B, where did you go last night? So in this lesson, we're going to learn what and where questions and the simple past, and we're going to ask and answer questions about completed actions. But before we look at page 98, let me ask you a few questions just to practice using simple past with regular and irregular verbs. I'm going to ask you some questions, and we're going to practice using answering questions using the simple past and the with regular and irregular verbs. So the first verb is meet. Who did you meet yesterday? Meet is the verb. And to answer that question in the simple past, meet is an irregular verb. So I would answer that I met my friend at the coffee shop. So meet, past tense, is met. So who did you meet yesterday? I met my friend at the coffee shop. All right, the next verb we're going to practice with is work. Did you work last night? Yes, I worked at the mall. Simple past of work is worked. Okay, so those are. And then the last verb is watch. What did you watch on TV last night? I watched a documentary on World War One. So past tense of watch is watched. All right. So what and where questions? What did you do? What did you watch? Where did you work? Where did you meet your friend? All right, so those are some what and where questions. So you use what questions to talk about actions. And you use where questions to talk about location. All right, so let's look at page 98. We've got a grammar chart there. Okay? All right, so it says grammar focus, what and where questions and simple past. Use what to ask about activities. Use what to ask about location. And we've got a box there with regular verbs and another box, regular verbs and then irregular verbs. All right, so we're going to read the questions and the answers in the box. And then we're going to do exercise 2 to practice those grammar rules that we learned. All right, so if we were in class, of course, I would have you read these, but I will read them and you just read along with me. What did you do yesterday? I worked. What did he do yesterday? He worked. What did they do yesterday? They worked. So those are what questions about activities. Okay, here are the where questions. Where did you go last night? I went to a meeting. Went is the past tense of go, right? Because go is an irregular verb. All right, where did she go last night? She went to a meeting. Where did they go last night? They went to a meeting. All right, awesome. So now we're going to get to the good stuff. Exercise 2 is practice, where we practice those grammar rules that we learned in the chart above. Okay, so exercise 2, it says write. Complete the conversations. Use what or where and the simple past. All righty, so number 1, they did for us, but let's read together. Okay, so person A and person B. I'm going to disguise my voice. I'm going to change my voice for B. What did Linda do after breakfast? She made the beds. Number 2. What did Brenda and Leo do this morning? They picked up patients in the reception area. Okay, and you know that is what is the question because it's talking about activities. We're talking about what did they do, and that's an activity when you do something. Okay, so that's how you can decide if you need to use what or where. All right, number 3. What did Trevor do this morning? He delivered x-rays. Number 4. What did Jill and Brad take the linens? No, because that's not location, right? Location is where. You take linens somewhere. Okay? Where did Jill and Brad take the linens? They took the linens to the second floor. Number 6. Where did Juan and Ivana go after work? They went to the coffee shop across the street. I wish I could have gone with them. I miss going to Starbucks with my husband. I can't wait until the shelter in place is over. Oh, you know, I heard the governor say today that restaurants can open on Friday, I think. Ooh, we're going to have to go and celebrate. Okay, but let me get back on track. Number 7. What did Marco do after lunch? He prepared the rooms on the second floor. And number 8, where did Susanna meet Marco? She met him at her office. Okay? All right, so that's it. If you missed any of those, look at the grammar chart again. And you might also want to do the this grammar chart here. This right here is an audio and pictures, and it explains it in a little bit more detail with, with picture, with the examples. So that should help you. And if not, as always, call, text, or email me. And that is the end of page 98 and the end of part 3 of the lesson for April 20th. Take care, and I will see you in the next lesson. I miss you guys.